This is a bit of a daytime walkthrough. There was somebody standing in here scaring the crap out of people. Got this funky doorway here, which you go through into a fairly bright area. It's all dark and creepy. Oh, this guy's still going off. Let's turn him off here. Scary clown. There was somebody back there scaring people. Coming through here. A window that broke down. Again, just a startle effect. With a nice tight narrow passageway here. And then we get to the cocoon room, as we dubbed it. Got some babies hanging, all wrapped up by the large spiders. Spiders in the corner. Got a guy up here on the ceiling. And the exit here. You can see through to an area over there. We have an air cannon down there. As people walk through, you get a nice blast. And then we come through into here. Oop, a little bit of a beat up in here. This here is the incantation room, as I'll dub this one. Let's see if I can give you a show of how it works here. I don't know if this is gonna let you see it. Let's see it here. So we had a witch over here at the table. And she would use her power as she sat here. She would summon the energy to make the table levitate. For all those who want to know how we pulled that off, don't mind my hair as I just woke up and didn't bother to do anything. We had this little system here set up. Some springs to the wall. Supports coming through. And hooked up under the table. You would use the back of your legs under this area here to lift the table up and down. Because it was hooked up with springs, it made it a lot lighter and easier to do. We had all these candles burning. A nice cabinet. Lots of stuff there. Then we go into the burlap room. And this was lit up all nice and red. We had somebody dressed up in all burlap over them with just a pumpkin face mask. So they just hid, mixed in with the burlap here, blending in nicely so nobody could see them. Then everybody would walk through this area here. Right up here, you'd get startled or scared from the ceiling, as we had a couple people working up there. Then there was our tunnel here. This was filled by a few different people throughout the night. We had a girl set up where she was all bloody and that, and just weeping and crying. We had a gorilla in there, who would grab on and start freaking out and jump towards the edge of the cage there to startle people. Then we had this area. It's really bright and whatnot, but it was all blocked off, and we had a ghost going there, walking back and forth, levitating. There's a few different ghosts that would show up on that screen over there, which was set up by having a projector in the rear of it. So as we continue through, we've got a doorway that leads nowhere. People would be banging on the walls here on occasion, giving you that rattly noise. You've got a skeleton scared for his life who just hid in the corner and is crouched there permanently. Again, we come around another corner here. You've got another skeleton hung up on the wall. This here was another scare spot. We had somebody creeping away there who would just reach out and grab your leg or your shoulder. Again, you come around the corner. That was our access into our area here. This was another breakdown window, so I'll give you a little example of how that worked. That was up there, and it would just drop down really loudly. Then we have another tunnel here. A little slight ramp, which is only supported on one side, so it would dip and feel all awkward. We have yet another scare spot where we had a demon's position for the night. Then we get to one of my favorite things. This is the bridge. This bridge is built up over our trampoline hole. You're about 3.5 feet in the air. There are no supports directly under the bridge, so all you see is that there is a drop down there. There was fog and red lights there. Nice narrow tunnel, sloped walls here as you can see for the floor. Then you just see on through and see the fog and the smoke and everything. Come out of here into another narrow and tight tunnel, which then leads to a set of stairs, which we made as prominent as possible. As we go down the stairs, we notice the zombie babies looking up at the foot, all hungry like. From there was somebody under here with a strobe light coming through into the zombie room. In the zombie room here, these doors were moving on their own with the zombie sound effects in the background. Just a big red little room here where the zombies were. I can get the full doors in this big picture here. There we go, that's as good as you're gonna get them. And then from there, we go into a long, dark corridor where you would only see an orange light right at the end of here. The whole walk through here was dark and scary for people. We'd often have people sneak up behind them and creep up and then startle them from behind. We have another ramp here, which is all soft, like you can see it's springy. I don't think you can see that on here. And we go from here. This is where the orange light was. We got a skeleton there. Oops, there's a skeleton. Then we go down here, another odd walking on a ramp where it's all spongy and whatnot. Come around the corner, we got a demon on the wall. We got Timmy up at the ceiling there. And this is the room we coined as the zombie room, but throughout the night we had more than just zombies in here. So you have all these hanging white strands from the ceiling. It's missing a lot now after Halloween. And oh, as you can see, we're now at the other side of these shutters here, which on the other side there, you can see the cocoon room. So here we are walking through here. There would have been somebody hiding in behind this row here, coming out through. People would often go through the dense thicket of this area here. Before there was, as you can see, there's lots that have been ripped down from the ceiling here. We also had a person working over here, which was operating the air horn trigger for the other side of this passageway, which leads us back there to the air horn. We did have a door here, so people couldn't get through. So as you walk through this area here, there was another person hiding away in a little cubby back in this area who would also startle you. Then we come through this section and you see the blood wall. You also see a spot where there was some sound effects and whatnot coming out of. This wall was bleeding. Unfortunately, the effect wasn't as great as I would have liked, but it was constantly flowing blood. While people were distracted by the flowing blood, we had couple individuals in these little cubbies right behind there. We also had the other side of here, which you can now see the other side of that shutter wall that we saw at the very beginning. Now we're at the tunnel. This tunnel here, low ceiling, and up here, this is actually a rat cage that we built, and we had live rats in here, along with some fake ones. As you can see, the fake ones are still in there, with some lighting from up above to make sure that we kept our rats warm. And in through here, just another narrow tunnel. Then we come through to a cage where we had somebody behind. At one point, we actually had a couple randoms show up. A guy and a girl that had gone through the haunted house, and they asked if they could help out and scare people. So we actually had them both in this little area. The girl down low and the guy standing up above rattling the cage. The girl giving shrieks and screams. Then we come through, tarp's falling down a little bit here, and then we get all the way out through the exit. Out front, all the lights have been turned off, the pumpkin's been turned off, some of the tombstones have blown down from the wind that we had last night. Everything's going to be starting to get packed away, so we're not terribly concerned about that. But just the last bit of a show of what it looked like. We had some burlap over that bell box, so you didn't notice it so much. We've got our stockade here with the guy in there, the hangman, and Frankenstein. So that basically summarizes the tour. Hope everybody enjoyed it.